It's pretty easy, it's pretty straightforward. You just gotta pay attention, obviously, where the male and females go together. I actually messed up because I'm trying to do this on YouTube seamlessly, so your brain goes somewhere else. Not important. So what I noticed, I've only shot the car like a few times through it. This thing, you might have an issue. To charge it, see, look right there, it went wrong. This arm that's holding the rubber band very often collides with this wall, but it's not supposed to. It's supposed to go behind there. I'm not sure why they wouldn't maybe design a chamfer or something to allow that to work better. It's nice that it comes with two male and female connectors for the old track system. And then the bases are a little bit different. The base with this assist mechanism is different. It's negative or opposite of the male-female connectors of these two other loops. These two are identical. But yeah, the letters match up on the loops. I also noticed that the loop is actually not flat. It's actually a curved surface, probably to try to keep the car centered as it goes through there. That's pretty smart, I think. As to why well, I guess that's an option, you know. This is the same length as that one piece, but I guess they gave you two pieces in case you want to reconfigure it for the other styles. As you can see in the box, you can at least 3 different ways to configure this thing, but this seems the most easy way because the car always returns to where you're launching it. Inside the launcher itself, there's actually like a silicone. It's kind of hard to see. Those little cones there are soft, so it's not gonna scratch up your paint. I apologize if I lost focus. And unfortunately, they keep using the same cars in their track sets. I feel like every track set should come with a different car. It would you know, be a little bit more helpful for people to want to buy the track set if they know they're getting a different car. Honestly, they should just create a special casting for each track set, and then I bet they'd sell a lot more. Anyhow, the launcher itself has a negative angle, so once you get it in there, it just kind of rolls back into that silicone thing. So that's pretty smart. I also noticed that if you slam this thing, the car actually tends to jump out of the track, so watch. Well, that actually worked, but before I had a few crashes, so I don't actually see a need to slam it that hard, at least with the car it comes with. Let's see if I can prime this thing without an issue. But maybe if you just prime it slowly, it's not an issue. But if you try to prime it too fast, it collides with that frame. Okay, let's try this with just more of a controlled but fast push. That's all you need to do. So you don't need to make a lot of racket to actually use this thing. Obviously, the weight of the car, you're going to have to, you know, adjust how much force you're using. But you don't actually need to slam it super hard, unless, you know, that's part of the fun for you if you don't mind making noise. Alright, today we'll just start with 4 other track stars. One would assume, being track cars, they should got through without a problem. Here are the realistic looking ones we're going to try today, although that CLA may be a little less realistic, but this is really wide. I find that this Aston is slow. I don't know if it's a dud or what. And then I really like the fantasy ones because it's so ridiculous looking. So it'll be interesting to see if any of these go through with some super thin tires, and then just short wheelbases, really high center of gravity. This one's really heavy. It's 45 grams. All right, so let's take a look here. Naturally, I'm going to have a hard time getting them all right the first time. Well, man, interesting. Let's see. And then the Chevelle too. Nice. Let's do what is this? A Sunny Coupe. Nice. 40. The track over here is very wide, right? But check this out. It narrows down so much. You can see the plastic flexing. Why wouldn't... I don't know if this is just a poorly molded, bad piece from the mold. But why wouldn't they just design that track to be wider? That's really strange. It could just be a... Let me see about here. Yeah, the car gets through fine over here. Maybe this is just a dud. See, there's like a waviness here. I might have to maybe go get a hair dryer. Alright, to fix the problem, I didn't want to run the risk of melting this plastic, so I put this glass bottle in there. And then I used this cheap heat gun from AliExpress. I've actually had this for like 3 years, maybe 5 years, and it hasn't caught fire yet. So I'll leave a link for you guys. It seems to be a pretty safe product so far. But anyways, after the plastic, you don't want to leave the heat gun in one spot. It'll melt, right? So you kind of just wave it around, touch it every now and then. It doesn't have to get super hot, but obviously hot enough to just become pliable. And then I just have these toolbox shims to really get it out there. And now that it's totally cooled off, right? Even a little bit of, maybe 0.5 millimeter of room to get through. So yeah, it seems to be a permanent fix. So that's good. This is the second track I have from Hotel with problems. This one is not nearly as bad as that other one though. By the way, this Ferrari is 33 millimeters in width. And I realized the actual launcher itself is a little less than 33 millimeters, because running this F40 into the back of this, it's scraping the sides right here. It just makes it, right? But you're going to have to push it a little extra hard, I think, to get it going. I also ended up shaving down the area where the post collides here. So now it's going to reset all the time. You might have to just get like a nail file and shave that area down. F40. Oh, I think maybe it's because it's, scraping something. Yeah, F40 is a no-go. RS6 Avant. No problem. Ferrari 12 cylindry. Alright, yeah, it's just a matter of practice. This Benz CLA, it's also scraping a lot here, so I don't. Morgan Trike. I don't know. We'll find out. Put that in there. Speedtail. Oh, but it actually rolled over through. I was wondering why that paddle is just not wider, right? If the car's really narrow, it might make the car, twist to one side. This paddle maybe should be bigger to fill in more of that space. Yeah, flipped over again. I did notice this kink right here. Look at this. That's a big kick out, but I guess it has to transition into this, and it should be thin. It should be instead of that wall there. So I guess that's all right, but clearly something's going awry with that McLaren. Pagani. I don't know. No good. I really. This is scraping. There's no way. It's just too wide. Alright, let's get to the ridiculous. This little 8-ball thing. Cone shaker. Ooh. I'll try to push it faster. Roto, very long car. I find this to be a good track car so far. Let's see. Instant boost. Hot wings. And this thing actually chatters. It moves the headset. Wow. Donut Drifter, so far in my experience, is a good track car as well. I also think Carbonator is a fantastic track car so far. Yep, Eggshell Racer. Don't know. Uncertainty. Very short wheelbase, too much friction, no way. And Salt Streaker. Very thin tires, but I doubt this one, but you never know. Quick Shift, I think it was called. It doesn't actually say what it is on the bottom. Short wheelbase, very heavy. Oh, no. I think what's happening is because this is a ramp, it's literally launching in the air. But the thing is, such a short wheelbase. Alright, well, percentage-wise, you still can run more cars than you can't out of this pool. The quick thing to realize is wide cars. These four are just too wide. It's really strange to me that they wouldn't design the track a little bit wider, but maybe if they did, the really thin cars would be scraping as they do that. So yeah, I guess that's just the way it is. Anyways, it's still a lot of fun, you know. It's I find it interesting to see what kind of designs perform well, you know, whether they're real cars. You know, you can't actually expect a real car to perform as an acrobatic machine, but it's a very pleasant surprise when they do. I do actually expect all the fantasy cars to work because I think Hot Wheels should design all their fantasy cars to work with their tracks. But what do you guys think about that? Anyhow, yeah, minor quality control problems, but they're very easy to fix. Appreciate you guys checking this out. We'll see you the next time we get a track in.